Hello and welcome to episode 69 of our Timberborn Update 6 Waterbeavers playthrough, cycle 88, day 11. And this is the finale of this playthrough, folks. We've come a very, very, very long way. We've developed most of the map, not all of it, but most of it. And we've essentially done just about all there is to do. In terms of well-being, except for foreign food, which I am planning on fixing, and then the dance hall, which does not exist. I don't know why these aren't showing up. I'm pretty sure... Okay, gold fence I don't have, but most of this stuff has some sort of presence somewhere on the map. It is not going to be possible to get this all to 100%, but we can certainly do our best. Now, we have a problem here, and that is that this Project Triumph, the final wonder for this, does not have any means of being accessed. And there's a couple theories that people had in the comment section, one of which being these highlighted orange squares are actually entrances. So, for us to give that a try, I'm going to need to put a staircase right here. Have that set to the top priority. And they're going to take care of that, hopefully, in a way that's going to allow us to actually have this get constructed because, well, this is the final piece that we're missing to be able to more or less complete the playthrough. We have not built the Statue of Dunking. We have not built the Metalworker statue. We can build, technically, not both of these things, but it would not be that big of a deal for us to get another gold bar. It would just take a little bit of time. There's some other stuff that we haven't unlocked, like the gold fence and the golden gate is just completely unnecessary, but if we had the materials, I guess we could build them. But we don't, and we won't, so we won't. We've done all this stuff. Science, we've definitely done everything. We did not build any heavy gravity batteries, we did not build any solar arrays, but we have the nuclear power now, so we really don't need to. We've done basically every recipe in the game, minus maybe a couple, but we didn't do drinking fountains or any of that stuff, but we've done most of these things. I feel pretty satisfied with the amount of stuff that we've been able to do. Obviously, there's always an opportunity to do something else, so probably should acknowledge that, but I feel like, for the most part, we've done a very good job. Now, I've got an idea. I could replace this T segment with an elbow, which would allow the water to actually get into here and fill this area up. But we also have the option to put in one of these, where are they? There we are. These water cannons. And we could, if we find the right spot that's not going to be stopped from building anything, it's probably going to have to be this corner right here. Yeah, right about here. So this can be filtered. Unless we are going to have a problem with bad water always being over here. But for right now, it seems like things are fine. The only reason there is clean water in here to begin with is because this is slightly lower than required to divert everything. And ideally, we don't want to have clean water coming through here at all. But seeing how we were having some overflowing problems in some of these areas, let's get this on triple speed. I figured it probably wasn't that big of a deal. We could, instead of doing all that, we could put a different water cannon over here, but I don't have as many places to stick one of these, and there's no power. So if we're going to do that, we probably should. Otherwise, I think the easier thing to do, and I know this is not what I said in the comments, but easier thing to do is probably going to be to remove this T segment, make this an elbow, and then instead put a T segment over here that puts some of it in here and some of it back over to that side. So this isn't doing anything anyway, so I'm just going to, you know, yeet it, delete it, so on and so forth. They don't have the ability to actually get any of this stuff, so let's just take a quick moment and get this all situated somewhere where it can be grabbed. I don't think there's any way for it to be reached. Just have to be very careful not to delete any of these pillars. That ends up being a big problem. Okay, there we go. So that should be most of the things that actually need to be picked up. and then the rest are over here. If I mark those as a priority, but not the priority, I'll get those picked up. And then, if I remember to put the correct things in the correct spot, this elbow right here can go right there. And get this to come all the way down here. We'll need to have another elbow, probably right about here. I know I have to put the support pillars in. And then at the end of that, we can probably get away with putting in a T right about here. It's not going to let me show it to you because, of course not. But I think that is going to be the best way to go about doing this. I'm not going to have them finish this yet. I'm going to actually make this the lowest possible priority because this has not yet been built. But you'll notice, this no longer says it can't be reached. It's just not the biggest priority item right now, so they're not doing anything. But we should see it sometime soon whenever they, you know, finish working on these things, like these terrain blocks that are going to keep the water in. And we've got 2,500 dirt, so that shouldn't be an issue. We should be able to take care of that pretty easily. And I'm going to consider that to be a solved problem. So let's take this out. They want to grab that, they can. And let's deal with a couple of other issues while they're working on all of that. So, taking a look at the well-being again. These are honestly not great, but this is such a fragmented map, it's not going to be possible for this to get too much better without me spending another 5 episodes on this, and nobody wants to see that. So the biggest change I think we can make is getting foreign food. Now, how do you get foreign food? Well, it comes from a balloon, or it comes from one of these airships, I think, but I haven't actually checked. Oh, there is. So if we built a third airship just for the purpose of getting cheeseburgers, then maybe that would be a worthwhile thing. I don't know. We also have the ability to trade using the jungle beavers, which is a set of balloons I'm pretty sure I got... No, I have one. So I could, if I wanted to trade all these tools, which honestly that's not a very good trade, but this is paused right now anyway, so it doesn't matter. If I wanted to, I could easily do that. I probably am not going to put it over here because I'm kind of running out of space. So I thought, you know what? If we are going to have another airship, all I need to fuel it is hydrogen, and I've got one of these, where is it? The gas extractors right here. I thought I had a methane tank over here. Maybe I don't. So what I could do is I could build another gas extractor very easily, and I could have that right there, and I could put something right here. But let's just check and see. I got 12,000. I don't think it's really going to be that big of a deal. Probably don't need to worry about it. But I will attempt being the operative term, to put in one of these guys up here. Which way is the entrance? This thing takes up like the entire... There it is. Yeah, so if I do this, this is probably a pretty good spot for it, and I just have this do foreign food, and that is it. Simplest way to get this done. So we put a ladder in there, we put the path on top, and then somewhere over here I have to put a little storage for foreign food. It doesn't have to be anything big, I don't think. I don't really think that would be a smart choice anyway. I don't really have a good place for it right here, huh? That is, not very confidence-inspiring. So this comes out here. We probably don't need to have this here. Thank you, lag. Yeah, this is just a mess. Who designed this, honestly? Do I think what I'm going to have to do? I know this is, like, sacrilege in this day and age. Wait a second. How is that going to connect through the staircase? That's not how that works. Alright, well, I will obey the laws of, you know, things taking up space. And I will just put that there. It's fine. We don't need to worry about it. I just have to have somewhere on this map where I can have foreign food set as a supply. Now, of course, we do have to still be able to build this. And I do have one pilot's license, which is good. We know we have hydrogen. I do have solar cells for it. I've got the gears. I've got the metal blocks. Excuse me, got the planks, metal fasteners, and I have the balloons. So once they decide they can actually build this, they can build it. I will have to give it a priority because the other things that are in front of it on this tier are extremely, extremely slow to build. This terrain block's almost done, though. Which means after that will be most likely this, and then that. And then, since this is at minimum priority, that's not going to be a thing we have to worry about. I've got giant logs. I know you don't have to snap them to the very top of the pillars, but I think it looks better that way. The only problem with that is, no matter what, I'm going to have to blast out here. I think this one might actually, okay, no, that's still one block too high. And I know I don't have to, but I feel compelled to. I like stuff to look kind of nice. I know the bold statement for me to make, judging all of this mess. But I do actually kind of care. And I need to have another spot for some bots, because I got 5 of these guys that have nothing going on. So I figured probably the easiest way to do that, just going to be blast that thing out. And then, well, I guess I don't technically need to blast it out then, do I? Alright, easy. Easy problem solved. Just stick that thing right there, and they will get around to it when they get around to it. I probably should prioritize this. Maybe. And let's see. There's a couple other things. I have one of these abyss factories I had set to make paper, but it was paused. Aha. Yep, this one. Yep, we do need papers, so let's get that turned on. I think I might have been trying to save either logs or pine resin. I'm not entirely sure. I don't really remember. That's, fine, I suppose. Okay, this is coming along very nicely. We're just waiting on hydrogen. I don't think I'm going to need to worry about building a hydrogen storage over here, although I probably could. And okay, yeah, I've got the tar, but I just need to make sure that I don't have a ton of it that has to go into this. No? Okay. Might as well do it, quote-unquote, the right way. I don't know, what a concept, right? And that doesn't fit there. What was this for? Dirt? Not anymore. Now this is for gas in the gas tank. And I guess I could connect this through to there. Yeah, there we go. Oh, that saves so much time. Alright, so there goes hydrogen. Which building is flooded? That's the thing in the corner here? Yeah, that's fine. That's always like that. And let's see. Brain boosting salts was another thing that people were saying. Maybe you don't need to be making those anymore. So let's see what is consuming them. Got 2 buildings, and it is the ENSs both making pilots' licenses. That's at 0%. It's waiting on sky exploration, and that is also waiting on sky exploration. Okay. Well, tell you what we'll do is I'm going to check and see. I've got processors, so I know I can make more bots if I wanted to. Got clockwork robotic controllers. I probably don't need to make more bots, but I'll do it anyway because why not? Anyway, I'm changing this one over to that because then the unused materials like the sky exploration will go in. Actually, I should have done this the other way around. Okay, I probably made a huge mistake doing that, but it is what it is. I think they're getting transferred over anyway, so maybe it'll be fine. Alright, so this does not have, because the ladder's not done. Let's get that taken care of. That's going to give us our foreign food. Outside of that, grapes probably were always going to be an issue. The rest of these are what I would consider tolerable. Social life is a lot harder. Observation decks, rooftop terraces, etc. And I don't really have a ton of spots I can put those that aren't going to be, you know, completely horrible. But I do have a few. So, why don't we take advantage of some of this space over here and stick in 2 of them right there. And then, because this is basically the only thing... Oh, that's not going to fit. Boo. That's too bad. I could put it here, but I couldn't put it in... Okay, well. It's fine. I'll just do this way. 1x1s are going to make it look just a tiny bit nicer for the 0 times I'm going to be looking at this. Let's give these guys more access to other things. Just drag that across. I know I'm asking them to do a lot of stuff that they don't really need to do. That's all in the name of making this slightly better, right? We are about to have a drought. We don't really need to worry about it because, you know, stuff is fine. I don't think I need to have those open either. How's this looking on processors? Gold dust. Yeah, of course. The bot assembler does not have enough robot parts to make anything else. And this is currently making wooden toys. It's basically full, but the beavers are also basically full. So back to this it goes. Somebody said we should make comic books in the assembly line, and I may or may not have left a comment saying that would be a good idea, but you can't make comic books in the assembly line. They gotta come out of the artist lodge. 5 hours at a time. Or the copyist lodge, one of those two. Unless I really, really missed something that is not an option. So if we want all these beavers to get their, you know, all the rest of their comic books, we're going to have to build some more of those things. Which, not necessarily a bad thing. Not opposed to doing that. We just have to be able to sustainably do all of this. So, handicraft, that's not it. Artist Lodge has the entrance on the bottom. Copyist Lodge has the entrance on the 2nd floor here. So, why is this building like this? Can't fit this basically anywhere. Okay, that will go there, actually, and that will go there, and I think they automatically connect? Or am I going to have to build a path? Well, it was acting like it was going to be fine. Let's just make this set to comic books. Yeah, comic books. We got 3,200 paper right now, so that should be fine. Basically for the rest of time. And still nothing here because we're waiting on this, but this is almost half done, so that's a good thing to have. Alright, now riddle me this. That's an entrance, is it not? Or does it just have 2 because it looks nice and then... Okay, that's probably what it is. Alright, so now I guess I have to have this dynamite exploded. So that I can put another staircase into the identical looking entrance that actually works. And is not a diversion. So that no ne'er-do-well bots can come in here and, I don't know, cause chaos. They're not going to get to that for a little bit of time. Anything else? Probably doing just fine. Now, I know we do need to go in and look at all of the remaining hauler and builder jobs that I've had reduced or eliminated out of trying to, you know, keep beavers and other jobs. But now, if you might notice, we have a 15 beaver surplus in terms of the workforce. So we might as well put those guys on the job. Now it's 14, but you get the idea. So as soon as this dynamite can get exploded, I will go through the job list and take a look at that. And now, just as soon as I say that, it went down to 8. Now it's, okay, it's just fluctuating. B for boom. And let's bring in a staircase right there. Set that to priority because that's the only way anything is going to get built until this is done. And now let's come in here and take a look at all of these jobs that we've reduced. There's a bunch of different ones, and I'm not going to remember exactly what all of them are. District crossings don't have anyone working in them because they're... Wait, what? Oh, that's right. They're paused because we don't have other districts. Why was this a surprise? These are buried. That's why they're still here. I would have had to destroy a bunch of other stuff, so I could just pause them. Okay, not farmhouses. Fermentation. No, no, no. District centers got all of those in there. Handicrafters, harvesters, ovens, hauling... That's fine. So that's wherever that is working now. Irrigation lodge. That's only one there. That's fine. Man, I got a lot of stuff in here. These pass-through lodges only have one. Pit and ladder lodges. Builders segments. Oh, I could actually open that one back up. Let's just get these back up to 3. Builders with side doors. Get these back up. I mean, we're not going to have... these are all at 2. These are all at 2. That's fine. What else? What else? These are all at 1. Is that it? Okay, wood felling planification lodge. Why does this one only have 2? Okay, its log storage is full. That's why these aren't harvested, so that's fine. So, even after all of that, I still have 14 unemployed beavers. Well, might as well add those guys back, I suppose. Yeah, so that's going nice and fast there. No issues. You know what I didn't check? I should have checked is who is making the brain-boosting salts. I've got 3 alchemists making brain-boosting salts. That doesn't seem like a great idea. But I've got full storage of ice, and I've got full storage of all this other stuff, so I probably don't need to worry about it. But I should take a look at what that recipe is so I don't make waste of other things. Strong alcohol. Okay, we definitely don't need to be using strong alcohol for other purposes besides what it needs to be making. Okay, what am I supposed to do with these treated planks anyway? Is that something that goes into this? No. See, I can't even think of anything that actually uses that. Well, I guess I'm just gonna pause these. I can't really think of anything else to make that we actually need. That bad water pump isn't serving a purpose, but it's structural, so I have to leave it. What a complicated thing this is. Oh, good. They're bringing all the materials in for Project Triumph. But we do still need to, actually fill this with water. So this is a thing that needs 6 giant half logs. There are 2 down here, so we know that's going to work out just fine. So let's get some stuff in motion here. If I can remember where the stupid thing goes. Before I embarrass myself, that has to go right there. I know I don't have to do this, but I'm going to anyway. I hope you can understand. Please and thank you. It's like a personal sanity type thing. So if this is a single, that should be fine there. This would not need to be a single at all if I just built a triple. Yeah. Okay. And that gets to be a double. Let me just lay this over so I don't make a really stupid mistake. Okay, that's going to work there. And then I can put a T here. That is, I believe, if I've got this correct. It's so hard to see. It's not going to let me actually place this. Alright, so I just need... Oh, it's a 2x2 grid. Okay, I should have seen that one coming. Should have been able to anticipate that, but you know how that goes. And that just is a single here. That gets to be... I think I can put a 5. I think I put a 5 in this. Let's try... Yeah, there we go. And then this right here, this one, needs to be eliminated. And then I can do the exact same thing I've already done. I really hope that's actually, gonna do this the right way. Sir. Sir. Hello? Oh, that's so weird. Like, I know why it's like this, because they have to build from inside. Oh, this guy's just dead. They have to build... No, he's not dead. He's just sleeping. Carrying nothing. Well, they have to build the wonder from the inside, and it just ends up looking strange because of how this specific one is designed. All the other ones do the same thing. It's just they've got different graphics that make it look like not this. So, Anyway, all of this to say, we have quite a lot that we need to get these guys going on. And I may run into problems actually getting this built, depending on how I want to get these guys up here. Let's take the scenic route over here. And I suppose I'll just give them a doohickey here to get across. I know this is the most important thing in the entire history of beaver kind, being the triumphant capstone of a whole playthrough here. But I'm going to need these guys to, you know, do something else so I can actually get it to work. So they're going to focus on that, and then I think I can justify putting this as a regular elbow. No, I can't, because then all of the water coming out of here is going to get spilled over, but it's a drought, so it doesn't matter yet, but oh, you know how this goes. I need to have that be a priority as well, or else they're never going to do it. Okay. So, I think, folks, this is going to have to be, yes, I know, another time lapse. Well, the first one in this episode. But I would like to be respectful of your time. I unfortunately cannot be respectful of my time because I have to sit here and watch this anyway. But you don't have to. So we're going to let these guys do as much of the building as they possibly can to get this stuff stuck in here. And hopefully, we're not going to set the Wonder off until the very end of the episode anyway, but hopefully we'll be in a pretty good spot soon to make that a possibility. We'll talk to you in a moment. Alright, so, it's not completely finished, no, but it is at 58%. And the aqueduct is essentially finished. I'm not super happy with this spilling over everywhere, but it's my hope that this satisfies the requirement of this being in at least a 6 deep clean water pond, because this is to the top of this block, 6 deep. And they are hard at work getting all of this taken care of. Things are looking pretty good. I did just notice, prior to the end of the time-lapse, that I did not have the centrifuge on. And it wasn't having any nuclear fuel made, which meant that this was not even working at all. So that was obviously causing some problems. But more important thing is that we have a bad tide in 2.5 days. And our well-being still has not really moved very much. And in fact, in some respects, it is worse. So, what is there to do? Well, it's the middle of the workday, so some of these numbers are going to be lower anyway. But we can take a look at some more of this and see if there's anything else we can reasonably do. I've already built a ton of rooftop terraces. I really don't think this is a problem. But since we only have... Actually, you know what? We can check. How many of these do I have? Some of these just look crazy, like this, with all these, I don't even know what symbol that is. I don't know, 7 rooftop terraces. That's actually not that many. It's actually, probably a good reason to go ahead and put, say, 2 more of those right there. That might be a worthwhile expenditure of time. And we should probably build a metalworker statue. I don't think that would be a terrible choice. And I'll tell you what would be a terrible choice would be continuing to make giant half logs, which I don't need. Let's put somewhere a giant metalworker statue. I don't really have a lot of options for this. At least not that make a lot of sense. So I could put one kind of right in the middle here. Right in the middle-ish. Is it going to be ugly? You better believe it. But it's going to have to be good enough for a space, kind of. Sure, that's going to hit a whole bunch of these beavers as they are walking around. Although, you know what? We have the technology. Let's move it one more over so it can hit all of these beavers that are living in this tower. That ought to be a viable solution here. Alright, so then... Yeah, see, there we go. That's going to hit a lot of beavers that live in here and then are all the way around in this area. What else? What else? What else? What else? Dance hall we already talked about. Shrubs. There is no shrub. There's no shrub. Okay, so that's fine. Gold fence I'm never going to build. Statue of dunking, I guess, is fine. I can't make it yet, but at some point probably. How many Peacock quartz do I have? 2. Okay, could probably stand to have at least one more of those somewhere. So right there is not a terrible spot for one. It's not a great spot for one, but it's not a terrible spot. I'm just going to shove some of the stuff wherever I have room, honestly. I think we're at the point now where it's probably no longer necessary for us to care about things being super efficient. See, this is not... Don't need that. If I just move this one more over... And I think I can fit one of these here. Let's rotate this way because that's closer. Viewing spot upgrade. Triangle roof buildings. See, I just don't... I don't know that there's that many options for us to stick one of these on. 'Cause it's not always super easy to figure that out. I already did, well, it's a hauling upgrade. Well, guess what? We don't need those anymore. Because I've got 105 hauler beavers. I certainly don't. I already did... Yeah, there you go. I already did one of those. Alright. I guarantee you someone is yelling at their TV or their computer or something now because I did that. That's fine. I just need that to be replaced. I don't really have any other solid options to stick one of those in there. I think that's the only thing that gives the observation deck thing. Let's see, after the night, what's that look like? Alright, so role-playing games, I don't know that we're ever really going to be able to fully utilize all that. And Metalworker statue's not done. That one can't go. That's getting better. That's good. Dance hall. Dance hall, once again, not something that I can actually place. Alright, well, in that regard, I mean, we're not going to get our super high well-being like we did in some of the other playthroughs, but it seems honestly like this is fine. Where's my exercise plaza? I have one. It is over here. Okay. I also have a bad tide coming in that I need to prepare for. Although I guess it's not really that big of a deal because these all automate anyway, so I shouldn't really be that pressed about it. Exercise plaza. Hello, balloons. So this is going to have bad water coming through it. That's fine. This doesn't have a spot in here. That's the other problem with these giant things is there's not really anywhere to stick them. Yeah, there's not a lot of spots. I can, well, technically, if I really, really, really wanted to make things difficult for myself, which I'm playing Waterbeavers, so I guess that is a thing that I should be fine with. Actually, before we fully commit to this, let's, okay, that's fine, yeah. B for boom. Then this goes right here. And then this one right here has to get blown up so I can put some sort of staircase in there. And they haven't made any more bots. I think that probably was the nuclear fuel issue, honestly. Yeah, it looks like that was the problem. Oh, gears. Gears, gears, gears. How in the world are gears an issue? I have gears being made in one of the abyss things, I think. Yes, so why is... Huh. I guess it's just not fast enough? Okay. What in the world is consuming gears so fast? Only 3 things. One of them is the... Oh, you know what? It's probably just that. Alright. Bad tide is here. That's diverted. That's diverted. This is still pretty full. It shouldn't really go down that much in 7 days. 69% complete. They are hammering away at this thing. It is pretty fun to watch this just, you know, grow. But what I probably should do is see, I've got... I only have 14, seriously? I only have 14 drill bits? I thought I solved that problem by... Ah, this one was supposed to be making drill bits. Okay, well, let's fix that. That's not that one. It's not that one. It's not that one. It's not that one. It's not that one, so it must be this. No. Am I just completely insane? Ah. Ah, it was making paper. Okay. Well, that should help. Probably. B for boom. Let's pop in a spiral staircase in the correct direction. Oh, good. The airship got stuck. Very nice. I guess all I can really do at this point is offer up another time lapse, folks. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna watch them hopefully complete the construction of the Project Triumph Wonder, and then we'll see if our well-being can get any higher. I mean, as I'm looking at it right now, it says 57. Of course, that number is going to be different because time is being compressed. Actually, just went up to 58. I don't know what the maximum we got to was. Well, it'll let me know if we pass it, so I guess that is fine. So we'll see what happens. And in just a moment, maybe we'll be all complete. We'll see. Alright, it's cycle 90, day 1, and Project Triumph is at 95%. Just about fully complete. They just have to do a little bit more hammering. And then, folks, we should be in a good position to launch that thing off. But since it's no longer a bad tide, we have the opportunity now to get these diverted back like they should be. Get that all the way down. And this should be running clean momentarily. Yeah, that looks good to me. Let's get that all the way down. As a reminder, we do have plenty of clean water coming in from here at all times, so that will either go off the side of the map or help flush this river out. Things are looking good. And our well-being did climb up to about 59 during that time lapse, the highest value I saw. And it seems like the map is just too big and there's too many things for the beavers to do for them to actually be able to have time to go and do all this. So it is what it is. We do have somewhere, if I can remember where I stuck that thing. Sheesh. Aha! Wow, the metalworker statue. I do not have the gold bars for a statue of dunking. And I think what's going to happen now is I'm going to have to turn some of these back on that were previously getting us gold dust out of dirt, because we don't really need this much dirt anymore. And somebody built 500,000 units worth of storage for dirt. So I think it's going to have to be all hands on deck for turning dirt into gold. And I suppose we'll just get that rocking and rolling right now. Get 4 beavers in there. I should have done this during the time lapse if I was smart, but I've already established that's not the case. What else can I get myself into? Well, I do not think I'm going to be having any more airships or anything, so there's not any sort of... Oh, didn't want to click on that. There's not any sort of passive benefit to the ENS being turned on, is there? I'm guessing the answer is no. So, let's just pause those things. Be over and done with it already. Out of processors, I've got 110 bots. That's probably going to have to be good enough. Let's pause that. Which means I don't have to have the scouting balloons going anymore. And then I've got to actually, I guess, click on the pads as well. Yeah, let's just pause all that, save some beaver labor, save some resources, get these guys out of jobs that otherwise have no reason to be there. That might get our well-being up a little bit because those guys aren't going to have to run around doing who knows what. Wow, forest reviewing spot upgrades, woohoo. Observation deck is looking okay. Newsboard, all 607. That's a lot of beavers. Comic books are still only at 217. Man. Ugh. Oh, of course, pencil sets. Man, I'll tell you what, I'm not good at this. Alright, so we have to make more pencil sets. Who would have thunk it? Well, I apparently never learn. That's fine. If you are a perfect person and you are capable of doing things, please make your own playthrough and let me see just how good you can be. But that's not me. So, wow, we got to put a lot of stuff in here. I did not think this was going to be a problem. Okay, so I have to have 10 more processors. So, ENS gets to come back online, I suppose. Makes 10 more of those. We'll just leave that alone. Nuclear fuel should not be an issue once I get these guys bringing that over here. That won't be an issue. Logs, planks are fine. Metal blocks are fine. Metal fasteners are fine. Nitroglycerin is not fine. But we should be making it. I think we're still making it. Let's check. No, that's consumption. I want production. Alright, I only have one. I got one beaver making this in the Alchemist. Alright, well, you know what that means. It means we're coming back over here to these two, tell them to make nitroglycerin, and we need to make like 500 of those, and they're 2 hours each. That's not going to be fun. Basic balm, congratulations, you're making nitroglycerin. Do I have saltpeter? I really don't have a lot of that. I have this mine. That's making mountain salt. Where's my saltpeter mine? Let's check out. Let's see. Let's see what is actually producing this. We got one. Every 1.7 hours, it makes one. Okay, what's this one making? Mountain salt. Something tells me we don't need to have that making mountain salt. But before we change anything, let's check. Aha! Aha! I think that's what we're going to be doing. Why am I still making quartz? What am I even doing with it? Do you know what? It doesn't matter. I'll just run that for, wait a minute, is that actually slower? Oh, it's because I don't have all my beavers in here. There we go. 1 hour for one unit. That should be fine. Yeah, at this point it's just a matter of waiting and then also getting the processors and nuclear fuel. So I guess that is okay in that regard. Nerdy attic. Wait a second. Wait, does this also store stuff? Oh, okay, it does. Oh, I should have done that. I should have done that a long time ago. How many nerdy attics do I have? That's not going to be there. I have... Sheesh. Wait a second. Is that not a well-being? Is that classified as a storage space? Oh, these aren't alphabetized. Oh, come on, man. Really? Really? Why would you not alphabetize these? Alright, that's going to be annoying. It's assistant farmers. That's a nerdy attic that has to have, No wonder I was so confused about what was happening with these things. Those are still assistant farmers. Those are still assistant farmers. Wow, that filled up immediately. Maybe that's why that wasn't getting anybody going in there. What a concept. Alright. Anything else? Anything else? No recipes selected. That's that. We already knew that was a thing. I don't think we need to have this still on. Let's pause that entirely. Get these beavers living somewhere else, even if they're going to be homeless for a little bit. Okay. I don't see anything else that needs to be changed. Hopefully that fixes this. Now the pineapples have gone out as well. Is this an issue of... too many seashells. Too many seashells. What the heck am I supposed to do with all these seashells, man? Got a lot of foreign food. So this is why people said I should make like 5 airship things, and I decided I wasn't going to do that because it didn't make any sense to do that. Okay, seashells. Does she sell them by the seashore? The answer might surprise you. Where is this going to go? That holds 10,000. So if this does not solve our problem, then I don't know what will. In fact, I don't ever want to have to deal with this again, so I'm going to build 2 of them. Why? Because I can. Next question. Well-being is up to 58 in the middle of the night. That's a good time to check. So that'll get fixed. That'll get fixed just as soon as we fix the seashells. And the rest of this, I don't really know that there's that much else I can do. I do have the 3 gold bars so I can make a statue of dunking. Balloons require building balloons. I do not have space for that basically anywhere else. Statue of dunking. Where, oh where, am I going to put the statue of dunking? Apparently right here, because this is one of the only places this will fit. This is actually kind of a hilarious design. There you go. Yeah, that's how they used to bully people like this in the 80s and 90s. Stick your head in the toilet. Anyway, don't do that, kids. That's bad. So they're going to build that. I've got them working on this. Do I have enough glass panes? I do. Scaffolding, yeah, that's all should be fine. How are we doing on our supplies? Surprisingly. Where's my planks? Don't tell me we're out of planks already. This is what I get for attempting to, you know, actually do something. All right. I guess we're making planks out of giant logs now, because that's the only option I really have to keep up. Okay, this still full of foreign food. That's fine. We've got foreign food stored, so in the meantime, I'm going to change this to be coconut recipe. Just kind of alternate. There you go. Fly that thing out of here. Alternate between these as much as I can, or as much as I remember at least, which is probably not gonna be very often. Still full of seashells. Yeah, that's not. Oh, yep, the planks. The planks once again are going to be the thing that kills us here. Well, processors and nuclear fuel are progressing reasonably well. Don't really have any reason to be that unhappy with how that's going. Alright, so we already brought some coconuts back. That's helping. But I want to get that notification of well-being score increase. It doesn't seem like it's going to want to let me do it. Oh well. Not much else I can do about that. Let's sit here and monitor this, though. That's an issue. How's this? I guess I shouldn't be upset about any of that. Why is there no water in here? That's the real question, because this should be very, very full of water, but it's not. Do I dare get rid of this primitive dam? I'm thinking that's going to have to be. It's going to have to be how this works. I don't really know of any other solution, really. I have to force more coming through here. Yeah, because that's all the way up, so this should be. There's no reason why this shouldn't have any water in it. And I've got all these dirty beavers everywhere. I say as I have 0 dirty beavers. Man, is that because this was at... Oh, it's because this is at 0. That was supposed to be set to 0.5. That is exactly what happened. So hopefully before these... well, it doesn't matter anyway. It's basically the end. Hopefully this fills back up, though, because that's very annoying not to have these guys be able to be clean wherever they want. Okay, that is going up, and it will, in short order, cascade over the side there. Okay, Exercise Plaza is doing Exercise Plaza things. Do we have a, no. Oh, we do. Okay. Well, sounds like that's a job for our 110 bots to take care of. That's at 82%. 80... Why did that stop right there? That doesn't make any sense. Alright, we'll let this be what it's going to be. Get all the way down to 100%, and then change it over to foreign food. There we go. Alright, now I don't have to worry about that for a while. And now, I suppose, folks, not much else I can or should do except just kind of wait for this thing to be filled up and ready to launch, so that's what I will do. Yet another time lapse. It's everyone's favorite thing in the entire world. But that's fine. And then after that, I guess that will be the end of this playthrough, whether we're ready or not, because I am running out of time. There's not that much more I can really do. Hopefully we'll have some good news in just a moment here. Okay, so it has all of the materials finally to launch. I'm not going to do it yet, but I did want to, since we got up to 74 well-being, kind of see what we're working with here. Okay, grapes are still a problem. We already knew that was going to be a thing. Wet fur, it's a drought, so that is probably why. I think I'm going to wait until the next cycle to set this off so I can just try to get the well-being as high as I can. Bananas could use some help. I don't really have anywhere else I can reasonably put bananas at this 11th hour. Braised cabbage, I'm kind of surprised because we have almost 5,000 of that. I don't know why they haven't all had any of it. At this point, I'm convinced Rooftop Terrace, Observation Deck, etc. are never, ever, ever, ever going to be all 600 beavers, and that's probably fine. Shell necklaces, I actually don't remember if I have a assembly line doing that. The comic books have gone way up, that's good. That's not going to be but a +1, that's probably not worth messing with. See, all of these things, the problem is the map is just so spread out. But the whole deal with we don't have enough of these with roofing pieces on them, that's easy to fix. That's very easy to fix because I can just go around to different intersections and put some of those in. That has been kind of a known thing that I just didn't do for a very long time, and I think a few of you at least got pretty irritated with that. So I suppose we can just spend a little bit of time going through some of these intersections, find some housing areas that we know we're not going to build anything else on top of, and do one of these numbers. Because, you know, people love it when you game the system like this. Oh, this is only 1 by 1. Hehehe. Well, I'll tell you what, then. This gives us, is the guy facing this way? Or, no, he's facing that way. It's a good opportunity to stick a couple more of these things up here at the very, very top. This will get a whole bunch of beavers in there. Those are just decorations. Monuments, we've already built all of these, including the Statue of Dunking, which I forgot which way it was facing. There we go. Isn't that cool? And that does encompass a lot of the beavers, not necessarily all of them, but well-being is at 74 right now. That's a good sign in the middle of the night here. You see, the rest of this, the additional pétanque courts probably have not helped that much. Exercise plaza, I don't really have a great spot to stick that elsewhere. Yeah, I mean, I hate to say it, but I feel like we've probably just about maxed this out in terms of what is reasonable. We did run into an issue with plank production because we have a lot of these mechanized water pumps. In an ideal situation, in a playthrough on a better map for this, I shouldn't say a better map. This is a great map. It's very challenging, but for Waterbeavers especially, it is extremely, extremely hard. And that's caused us a whole lot of issues, but normally you would not ever have this many mechanized water pumps, and I don't even think the new version of the mod even has these. So, what I should be doing, advanced sawmills making planks, I don't remember how many of these that I actually have. I got 2 rudimentary sawmills. They are both on, and they... Okay, crude saw blades. I don't remember where I have crude saw blade production going. I probably don't, honestly. This is so much to keep up with. Alright, so I'll throw them a bone here. I'll make a couple of crude saw. That's probably what happened. So the next playthrough for the Waterbeavers is going to need to be planned a little bit better. Like, I'm not going to sit here and spend like 40 hours exhaustively planning stuff because that's an incredibly bad usage of my time. That would ensure that we would never have videos on this channel if I had to plan everything out. I guarantee you that for a fact. But I think there can be a little bit more due diligence conducted, so it's not quite so much chaos. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else that I'm missing. I've got 18, 15, 17 beavers unemployed right now, which is fine. I don't think that's really a huge deal. This is pause. I don't really need any more bots. I probably could stand to have some. Especially considering Wait, I don't have processors. Okay. Well, that solves that problem. I guess never mind that. I love we got this airship just stuck here for no reason. Good job. We've got a lot of seashells, but we managed to, you know, get like 56, 57,000 food. That's looking pretty good. Overall, I don't think I can really be, I don't think I can really be upset with how this has gone. So let's go around and put a few more things in convenient places where large quantities of beavers live. If these are paused, they're not living in there. I think probably most of the beavers live right in this cluster here. Of course, there's going to be some in this area that probably don't necessarily need to be. Let's remove this staircase. Let's see. Any of these decorative things have a big enough range to hit a path? So that's 3 tiles, 3 tiles, 3 tiles. Alright, so if I'm gonna do one of these and just have all of them sitting here on the outside. What's the cost to even build these? The large doohickeys here, the giant sequoias. There you go. That's a very specific term. I don't know. I try not to complain too much. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay, that's somebody's probably making that sound right now after I said that. But there's a lot to keep up with in this mod, and it is not always a simple prospect to try to balance everything, despite what some people would like you to believe. I figured, I don't know, episode 69 of this, there's probably a whole lot of people that are 3 or 4 standard deviations on the IQ chart higher than I am. And that's why they're frustrated watching me do this, but it's fine. I don't think there's anything else I can really justify building. We've already done... We didn't build an aqueduct bridge segment, but I don't think we needed to. That's a pipette, don't need that. And we did everything. It's just not quite enough. And like Peacock especially, I was real surprised they haven't been taking as much advantage of this. I've got, what, 3 or 4 of these now. Maybe it's just a thing they're working too many hours and they don't have enough leisure time. So, if I were to go down to 12-hour days, and I were to just let them do that for the last 2 days of this drought, how high is that going to get, the well-being score? I'll give it a shot. Oh, now the airship moves. I'll give it a shot, and then what I'll probably do is I will hit save, and then so we have a save before the monument goes off. I know some people like to have that, so you guys can play with this playthrough if you want, and then we'll set the thing off, and we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll do it twice, depending on how things go. Okay, cycle 91. We did get up to 78, which is exciting. Right now it's 75. We just went to 74. Perfect. Yeah, Statue of Dunking making a huge impact at a +10 there. That's very good to see. But the rest of this, I don't think is going to... How many times have I said this already? I don't think it's really going to change much at all. So let's get this clean water coming back through here, going through all these different spaces, get the map nice and hydrated. Like I said, I'll hit save, and then we'll set this off and see what else we can do after that. This is still empty. I guess that's a drought thing, and that's still being empty. We've got water flowing in this way because that's faster. I guess that's okay. Yeah, it's going to take just a tiny bit of time. So what did we not finish that I said I wanted to do? Well, we didn't put this in straight across. It ended up not mattering because we're making so much power with the nuclear thing here. And that is set up very nice, good to go. We didn't technically build on the entire map. There's this bit that we didn't do much with. We didn't, I don't feel like at least we didn't adequately utilize these tree nurseries. But once again, that is something I'm just going to have to quote-unquote blame on the map. We will not play Waterbeavers on a map this hard again. I can assure you of that. Then the next one for 1.0 will be a whole heck of a lot easier. So, it is what it is. Alright, well-being of 79. It's sunset. That always looks nice. I'm going to hit save right here. There we go. And, folks, I think it's time. So, let's hit launch. I'm going to... No, I'm not going to do this in dev mode. I'll just hide the, I'll hide the screen here. And let's watch this thing go off. Is it going to be like one of those arcologies? Is that a missile? Oh, no. Oh, that's cool. Wait, did that have nuclear symbols on it? Neat. So it's like a rocket launcher thing. That's cool. All right. Despite initial circumstances, you managed to survive and build a great city in this hostile land. You can now leave your Whitepaws to their own devices and take a break from this insanity. I wonder who that's for. They'll be fine. Despite some accidents, you've not only tamed this land, but also uncovered the secrets of ancient human technologies, opening the path to outer space for all of beaverkind. Now, even if the Earth ultimately fails and dies, we'll be able to seek refuge among the stars. Ha! Surely those fools never thought about that. Gee, I wonder. Alright, so let's take a look at the statistics here. 1,912 days. 7,000... Well, there you go. I can't even read. 9,753 beavers born. 726,091 water consumed. No tails painted. 503,372 trees cut, 2,725 teeth broken, 110 bots manufactured, and 3,339 dynamite detonated. Very good. Very good. I like that, with the rocket coming out. That's cool. And if we had... I guess I should have guessed with the processors, nuclear fuel, and nitroglycerin, but we will have, should we be able to refill this, the opportunity to set this off again. Oh, hold on. Oh, no. Oh, we killed beavers. Oh, they're caught in a rocket exhaust and shockwave leading to a horrible death. That's all your fault. Well, what can I say? What can I say except oops? I like that. That's good. So yeah, hard to believe it's the end of this playthrough. This is it's been probably the majority of more than the majority of a year. I'd have to go back and check. But man, Waterbeavers is an absolute endurance exercise, folks. And this being the third series I've done on this, and I still feel like I don't really know anything, but that's the way she goes. I really appreciate your support throughout this entire process. Obviously, if you're watching episode 69 of a series, you probably like it, or at the very least, you dislike me enough to yell at me when I keep doing stuff wrong. So you know what, do what you want. That's fine. But you already know, Beard Boosters are the ones who make all this possible with their dedicated support behind the scenes to make it so I don't have to have sponsors or any of that other garbage. I want to have a good time playing games on the internet with some people that I consider to be really special, and I hope that you are enjoying it just as much, if not more than I am. So there's going to be more Waterbeavers coming sometime soon-ish. I'm going to put out a poll. Actually, by the time you see this video, it's probably already going to be out. So do go vote for that, about what you would like to see next, and we'll see just how quickly we can get back in with these guys for 1.0. I'm excited, and I'm very, very glad you chose to watch these videos. Whatever it is you're doing with the rest of your day, stay safe, have fun, and we'll see you again soon for another adventure. Take care, friends. Bye-bye.